Oh, jeez. It's true. Hey, welcome aboard for a Wednesday night. It's the A Game. I'm Rob Akinpour from the Shared Universe Studios here on the Jersey Shore. The man beside me, very happy to have him here, and happily in one piece. We'll explain that in a second. He is a very successful lawyer, but more importantly, a very successful entrepreneur, especially with bar anticipation in Belmar. Bar A has been around for many decades. I know. I used to work for the guy at least one day a week during the 90s. Thank you for that, by the way.
Well, thanks for having me, Rob.
Absolutely.
And you know what's coming.
I know what's coming.
Before we start anything.
Right. Tommy Jannarone is here, and I will allow you to go off.
Before we start anything.
Right. Here we go.
We're on the 5th floor.
Yep.
And there's no elevator. All right? I needed a Sherpa to get up here. What in the last time I ran up 5 flights of stairs, I was running from the cops in college. Are you kidding me? Okay. Oh, and I charge $1,000 a flight, by the way.
Oh, good Lord.
Good thing it's cardio day.
Yeah, good thing I've got my credit card, too. And we're off! I love it.
Woo!
And we'll also talk about the musician in him and a lot of other things, so stick around. It's going to be fun. Bar A, my first foray with you was, God, I can't believe I'm saying it, almost 30 years ago. When I walked through the doors and you actually gave me a chance to spin on alternative nights that we were doing there.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Those were Thursday nights.
Yeah.
They actually predated the Tuesday nights. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, you know what? Listen, I was lucky enough way back in the day. I was hired as a bouncer back in the late 80s, and then after running Art Stocks clubs for quite some time.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Reggie Hyde, president of the company, was foolish enough to hire me and Pat Mastorelli and Reggie's brother Dickie.
Right.
And kind of the debauchery began, and that was January of 1991 was when I started. Pat was probably there a little bit before that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was 30 years this past January.
That's crazy.
That we've been causing some trouble and having a lot of good times. I remember those Thursdays well. You were awesome.
Yeah, thank you. No, I had a blast. Absolutely a great time. And you knew that the guys in radio, and I should say this, when we were in the 90s, we were not making a lot of money. So we appreciated Tommy's generosity, DJing in clubs, and having a Thursday night show where it's like, oh, I can have dinner tonight. Yes, life is good.
Well, listen, I mean, no one knew the format better than you.
Thank you.
So I wanted to do a night. I wanted to do it right. I had to go with the best.
And the friendship has been going pretty much since then, which has been great.
Yeah.
And Bar A, by the way, I mean, when you took over, you really have grown this thing. This is more than just a Jersey Shore place. I mean, nationally, it's known. I mean, just to give some figures for people who don't know. 2009, top 25 grossing clubs in the United States, Bar A. You go to 2012, ranked in the top 50. Go to 2015, ranked in the top 40. You're consistently, for like a decade plus, have been amongst the top 50 grossing clubs in America.
Well, when I'm the one that puts the figures in, that's what happens.
Yeah.
No, seriously, it's been. I mean, it takes a village.
Right.
The place is so much bigger than any 1, 2, or 3 people that it's become an institution.
Absolutely.
It's become a rite of passage for 21-year-olds, and we've been blessed with success and notoriety across the country, like you said, and I couldn't be prouder of all that.
Yeah. Hey, Christian, if we can get a couple of photos of Bar A up here. I'll start with photo number 10, if you go down to that one, please. And there you go, the beautiful outdoor deck. Now, that has really grown over the years. You really have put the time, the money, and the effort to really make this sort of this. During the summer, you have to be here and be outside and be with the people and just enjoy.
Well, summer's all about the Jersey Shore, and the Jersey Shore is all about being outside.
Right.
So, yeah, that is our grotto. People go in there during the day. At night, it's fenced off so people don't climb the rocks, and because fire comes out of that thing at night.
Right.
And yeah, it's a nice water feature to try to give it a vibe. Mm-hmm. The secret sauce, so to speak, of bar anticipation has always been a cross between Ringling Brothers and Walt Disney.
That's a good, I like that. Yeah.
When you go into the place, there's something for everybody, no matter where you go.
True.
On any given night, there could be a band, a duo, and 2 different DJs spinning 2 different formats.
That's true.
And then you go around the corner and there's a shot wheel, and then you go, there's cabanas. Then there's another set of cabanas, and there's another something else all the way in the back with a different vibe and a different feel. So we really want to be they try to tell you in marketing, you can't be everything to everyone.
Right.
Well, we've tried to stand out on its head, and we've tried to be everything for everyone. And I think it's been pretty successful, and I think people enjoy the vibe.
Right.
And really, that's what it's all about. It's about that cool Jersey vibe.
Absolutely. Christian, give me photo number 9 just to give you an idea of the vibe. This is like a typical night inside. That tells you everything. Packed house, good band, everybody having a good time. I mean, that's a good view, too, from the corner there of Bar A.
Yeah, that's our inside. The band, I can't tell from here who's on stage.
Nah, neither can I.
It's a little far.
Yeah.
But I mean, we have just an amazing, the best that the Jersey has to offer, and I'm proud that it's kind of funny. I've been in the business so long.
Right.
It's all these guys. A lot of them started playing. Either maybe not the first place they played, but one of their first places. In fact, I just saw on Facebook the Amish Outlaws have their 18th anniversary. I believe it's today.
Yeah. Man, by the way, thank you for introducing me to recently the Amish Outlaws, because they're on my list of they'll be coming on the next month or two, I'm sure.
They're a blast.
Yeah.
And I was the first one in New Jersey to use them. The first gig was in New York, upstate New York, and I just heard their concept. And it's not often I just hire something sight unseen.
Right.
I'm like, wait a minute. Bunch of guys that dress as Amish and they play hip hop and rock and roll.
Yeah.
Oh, they're hired. I don't care what they cost. I have to have them.
And you were more than pleasantly surprised. These guys are good. Oh my God.
They're great. They're top of the food chain now. They are the guys. They're playing all over the country,
Right.
and they're doing a lot of festivals and fairs, and but in a lot of corporates and weddings.
Yes.
And yet, they stick to their roots and they still come. And sometimes you say they're playing there,
Right.
because listen, they'll play. They'll play pretty much anywhere that works out.
Right.
They'll play. It's not about they have zero ego, not pretentious, and as a group, they're one of the funnest guys that you'll ever meet.
And I noticed bands are very loyal to Bar A. Once they get in and you've given them some shots, they always seem to want to come back, and that's a great thing.
Yeah, you know what? I try to foster a relationship with all the bands, because bands tend not to be treated right.
Right.
Club owners and managers, they just look at them as either a plus or a minus in the book, and sometimes it can be both. But they have to make an investment. And when you make an investment into a band, it's not just money and time, but I think you need to make a personal investment in getting to know them.
Right.
In fact, Jacob the pipe layer, the drummer from the Amish Outlaws, I actually crashed his wedding. It's a quick, funny story.
I like this. Go ahead.
It was at the old mill, and I dressed as an Amish person, and I went to the old mill to crash his wedding. I was just going to run in, dress as Amish, go crazy, and run back out. So I get there, and I pull my car up, and I say to the guys, "Where's the wedding?"
Right.
So they said, "Oh, it's up on the second floor." So I'm like, "All right." Run in the door, right up the stairs. I look, and the wedding's huge. He told me it was a really small wedding. I'm like, wow. So I run out there, and they're all sitting down, doing the speeches. I go running out to the middle of the dance floor, and the hat, the whole getup. And I look at the head table. I'm yelling, "Congratulations!" And it was the wrong wedding.
Oh no!
And here I am, and people are looking at me like,
So who is this guy?
"Security!"
Security! Yeah!
And so I end up leaving hastily, and their wedding was downstairs, and I crashed that, and it was a lot of fun. But that's kind of an example. Or if someone's family member passes away, I'll try to go to the funeral. I try to pay my respects. So I try to do what I can over the years to develop relationships. And it's very difficult when you're very busy.
Sure, absolutely. You got your hat in a lot of different things, and one of the things we're going to bring up right now, by the way, it's Tommy Jannarone here on the A Game. You as an entrepreneur are expanding now. So the Ocean Club is this new venue that's going to be opening in Seaside Heights. Give us a rundown of what to expect from what the Ocean Club is going to be all about.
Well, I partnered up with John Sullivan, who owns probably 30 or 40 different places all over the country, all the major markets. He's a great restaurant and hospitality entrepreneur.
Nice.
And he got involved in this taking on this project where the pier had burned down in Seaside Heights, right on the border of Seaside Park.
Yeah.
And what we're putting in there is something that Seaside Heights really needs, is some more of an upscale place.
Okay.
It's going to be a restaurant. It's literally on the beach, on the boardwalk,
Right.
on the beach. It's going to be more of an upscale restaurant. There's a huge outdoor deck. We have over 18,000 square feet of private beach that's ours, so you could actually eat dinner on the beach at night, served alcoholic beverages. And then connected to that is a pool club with cabanas, and there's day beds and different things like that. Now, how that's going to be operated right now is unclear. Initially, it's private because our occupancy levels are kind of restricted through the town.
All right.
We hope to open up to the public, but we'll be doing parties and stuff. And this is 2 floors. There's going to be there's a wedding hall on the second floor.
Wow. Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, this is a big project. You're talking probably around 50,000 square feet right on the beach in Seaside. It's
Matter of fact, Christian, there is a rough photo, number 8, that gives us a little bit of an idea, and this is like the early building of it all.
Yes, that is from a number of months ago. And at the bottom of the photo, that whole beach area is now has palm trees, and there's going to be tables, and you can dine on that beach. To the left, you can see the skeleton in the pool.
Right.
Cabanas are on the left. The area actually to the left of that's just sand has been authorized for a live music venue.
Oh wow! Fantastic.
And which John and I may also be involved with. And the area to the right on that deck has also been authorized to be another restaurant. So now the people that built and own the property are a family, the Maybes, and they're a great bunch of entrepreneurs that have a vision. I can say that Seaside Heights hasn't exactly been overly welcoming. They want upscale. It's kind of funny because what they want is exactly what we want, but they're afraid because of the Bar A nostalgia attached to me. They're afraid this is going to be some sort of crazy nightclub, Vegas kind of nutty thing. But that's not what we want. That's not what they need. That's not the niche to fill. So we're dealing with that. But we're going to give them once they see our final product, which knock on wood, will be open within a week,
Fantastic.
2 weeks,
Sure.
should be, and there we go with that one.
From a business perspective, this is the thing that I was thinking about, that we've seen in the last year with the pandemic and everything, that real estate, when it comes to houses being sold, they've exploded here in New Jersey. The prices have gone up, where people are paying $50,000, $60,000, even $70,000 over list value. Now, when it comes to commercial real estate, was that the same thing, or was it more of it's more of a buyer's market to get a good deal, like the land you were getting in Seaside at this point?
Well, the landlords who acquired the property acquired it a number of years ago.
Okay.
And they've been trying to get permits and stuff over the years, so that really wasn't an issue.
Okay.
And those guys who have also partnered with, it's their property. What we did run into, and the reason why we're not open yet, is construction issues with, the prices went through the roof.
Right.
If you have a broken window, it's cheaper to put another window there than plywood.
Wow. Okay.
A different window, anything.
Right. No.
And crews, a subcontractor should have a crew of 8 or 10 guys on a job.
Right.
And he shows up with 2. Because he can't get anybody.
Right.
So we've been riddled with that, but we're going to get through it. It's a long-term play.
Cool.
We're not in it for the short term. We're in it for the long term. And at the end of the day, you'll be hearing about that place. We will. You know me. We're gonna make
Absolutely.
that. We're gonna make that the best place in Seaside to go.
If you can make Bar A be known nationally the way you have, this is going to be the same product for sure. Not necessarily the same thing, but the same reputation. With America's going to know about this.
They most certainly will.
Absolutely, love to hear that. Tommy Jannarone here on the A Game, and it's not just Seaside Heights. Talk about this project in Atlantic City. I'm fascinated by this. This is the Orange Loop. Pat Fasano is the main spearhead, but you're involved in this as well.
Yes, Pat Fasano, who was, pretty much, I don't want to call him the godfather of Asbury Park, but he was largely responsible. He acquired a lot of land, and for that whole Cookman development and the beachfront and all that other stuff. Pat was very instrumental in all that. Pat kind of pulled up his 10 straps and moved down to Atlantic City. I've done things in the past in Atlantic City, and I've had good success down there.
Sure.
So I partnered up with Pat and a couple other guys, and we purchased pretty much all of New York Avenue on the beach block.
Right.
And there's a 70,000 square foot outdoor entertainment venue we're putting in there. It should be good for 7,000 or 8,000 people. We're gonna do national acts, giant stage, the whole thing, and then with that is a building, this big building. That's going to be, the first floor is kind of be like a porta with the pizza and everything.
Okay, yeah.
Second floor will be a live entertainment, dinner theater type thing, and then then there's going to be an amazing rooftop bar. So you're talking like 8,000 square feet of floor. So you're talking about a sizable indoor venue as well as a giant outdoor venue. And there are a couple events going on this summer. I believe the AC Jazz Fest in August. There's a couple things.
There you go.
We'll be kicking off there. So Atlantic City is very exciting as opposed to Seaside Heights. As Atlantic City is bending over backwards to help us and get behind us because of the development. And Pat's just been the whole area is called an opportunity zone. I call him the Wizard of Oz, of OZ, the opportunity zone. And Pat's amazing, and he's another great guy to team up with.
From a concert perspective, how do you try to keep up with the casinos then when you think about the future, say 2022 when you get the venue going, knowing that you're offering 8,000 capacity, not all the theaters in Atlantic City will offer that, but how do you plan on trying to compete with them knowing, as you know, they can bring in some of these acts and sometimes they can do it bigger and offer some things. So has that already come into play where you kind of think, yeah, we got to think 2 steps ahead in a sense that way?
Well, they can certainly outspend us because they don't care.
Right.
They're not dollars and cents wise. What'll happen is we'll be more promoter friendly.
Okay.
So we can attract more things. Plus, we're bigger than most of the AC casino places.
Yes, it's true.
What we would like to capture is more of the afternoon festivals kind of things.
I see.
That you wouldn't do in a casino.
Right. No, that's a great angle.
Like John Henderson's Beer Fest. I would love to steal that. He just did it at Bader Field.
Right.
I think he did like 11,000 people. He's a great guy. He's a great promoter. I just spoke with Butch Patrick's buddy, does a called the Spooktacular or something like that. It's a huge Halloween Comic-Con-ish kind of thing.
Ooh, I like this.
So I think what we want to do, I should say I know what we want to do is go for some nice niche things that you're not going to see anywhere else.
Right.
So this isn't about, playing Journey, 5 original members removed in the casino. This is about festivals with tents and excitement and bands and guys blowing fires and girls on high wires and all sorts of things. To excite and stir the senses. That's really that's my vision.
That's a great angle. I mean, it really does super serve an area that the casinos can't. That's smart. It's incredibly smart.
I've always liked to zag when they zig, so to speak.
Yeah.
And maybe back to, that Thursday we were doing at Bar A, a call back to that.
Right.
As great as that was, if you remember, everyone started doing Thursdays.
Yeah, it's true. That's very true, yeah.
So I was like, everyone's doing Thursday now.
Right.
So what did I start? Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tuesday was a spin-off of you.
That's true. And that's in a sense, that is business 101. When you start to see the trend, you got to say, okay, we've done what we've done. Now we need to kind of pivot. And knowing when to pivot is usually where the mark of success is.
Yep, absolutely.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So be watching out more about Atlantic City with this guy. So
that's gonna be more of a the entertainment. The outdoor will do some, but that's really more of a 2022 project.
All right, look forward to that. Get into random shots with Tommy in just a second. I do want to tap into your lawyer expertise for a second because you are somebody who understands the restaurant business. You understand the liquor business, and that's sort of your main focus, other than other things that you can do with law. But has your expertise been tapped more now than ever before in that world? Because we've seen what's happened in the last year. Restaurants have definitely gone through a bit of a downturn and had to reinvent and put outdoor things so they could try to survive. So have you been tapped to kind of say, hey, Tommy, can you help us out? What kind of advice can you give us?
Well, it was interesting during the pandemic.
Right.
I do a lot of transfers of business, the liquor license transfers, and when people get in trouble. So other than some executive order violations, here and there, which weren't really any major big deal.
Right.
There really wasn't any work. So I spent the whole pandemic on the phone with clients, talking to them about PPP loans, trying to do this, trying to be creative, different ways. Everyone wants to find that gray area. Can I put my table against the bar? What if we do this?
Right.
What if I use a server rather than a bartender? So I spend a great deal of time just dealing with my clients. And you know what? Look, it's I didn't make any money during the time, but but they're my clients.
Right, of course.
So I was there for them, and then since the pandemic ended, I've been just slaughtered with everyone's buying stuff now.
Right.
I mean, it's back in a hurry. That whole new normal thing annoyed me the whole time.
Right.
Because, when it comes to human beings, we're social beings. We're
Yeah,
not
absolutely we are.
We're not solitary. I don't care. You can watch the Discovery Channel all you want. We're not solitary human
we're
beings.
not.
So a pandemic or nothing's going to stop people. They're going to spring back.
Yeah.
And they have, and they will.
In your opinion, your expert opinion, how do you see these places recovering? I mean, they took hits in the last year. I mean, how long do you think average timeline for a restaurant around here that they could get back to where they were and then maybe start making more money?
I think that except for the ones that are having a great deal of trouble with staff.
Okay.
Some places like the Windmill. I mean, it's a fast food restaurant.
Yeah, absolutely.
But still, the Windmill's not even open at night anymore. And that's when everyone went there.
Yeah.
Because of staffing.
Absolutely.
Unless they're experiencing terrible staffing problems, I think that everyone's probably back, and a lot of places did better during the pandemic. Not everybody, of course. Some people were devastated.
Right.
But a lot of places did better because of the outdoors. Now, the COVID extension allowing the restaurants to serve people outside, I mean, you could go through Red Bank or Asbury Park or any other place and see, or Hoboken, and see people. That executive order goes until November 30th. So this whole summer, all of the restaurants not only have what they used to have, but now they have expanded areas for outdoor dining and whatnot. So I think that people are doing well. I haven't heard anyone really complaining.
That's good.
But people have been busy. I haven't seen a lot of lawsuits. I testify as an expert in nightclub, restaurant, and bar security and operations. So lawyers and stuff will call me in. I'll testify about whether something was done or not done correctly. And that expert practice part of what I do, I really haven't done anything in the last 2 years.
Wow.
Because the court system's pretty much stopped.
Yeah, that's another interesting thing where it's like the backlog alone. I mean, so when you get to 2022, I mean, do you have as a lawyer kind of going, oh God, I'm going to have all this still waiting for me as far as work and cases and stuff?
Yeah, I'm trying to change my focus. I'm trying to do more for me.
Fair enough.
COVID was an eye-opener, I think, for all of us.
Oh, I agree with you. One way or another, you change your thought process in some way, shape, or form.
I changed it completely. About halfway through COVID, I was like, you know what? All this nonstop, straining relationships with friends and family and everyone because of how constantly on the go I am. Like, you know what? I'm just going to practice law and actually go out on a weekend and enjoy myself. And I'm like, so I resigned myself to that. Like, I looked to see how much Social Security I'd get and like how much do I need a month to survive and travel and I'm like, all right, this is great. I'm going to be an adult. I'm going to grow up. I'm going to be just like my dad wanted me to be. And
oh God!
And that lasted about 3 weeks.
I had a feeling.
And then I went insane and I said, you know what? I'm all in.
That's the Tommy Jannarone,
yes.
I know. That's
now I'm all in.
Gotta love it. All right, this is the fun part. I mean, we're having some fun, but now we're going to get into the entertainment portion of Tommy Jannarone's life. It's time for random shots. These questions are basically, yes, I've been spying on Tommy's Facebook page, his social media, and I do that on everybody. I have no life. What can I tell you? But I think you'll get the idea as we go along because it'll enlighten another side of you is the best way of putting it. It's a side a lot of us know and love. I'm going to start with this. Smokin Jackets is a cover band you have fun with. You play drums in the band. I mean, that's obviously a lot of fun to have that outlet. But you've also, as we've said before, booked many bands over the years. So in your musical expertise, favorite decade of music to you is what?
80s, 90s. Yeah, I would have to say 80s. If I had to stick to one decade, it would be, it's got to be 80s. And that's when I first played with the Smokin Jackets with Jimmy Barber, my lifelong friend. In college, all of a sudden, he's like, these guys want to put a band together. You're going to play drums. I said, well, I don't play drums. He said, sure you can. I bought a drum set. I started playing drums. And then we didn't play for like 26 years and did reunion. And here we are in the circuit again. We're at the Columns this Saturday
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be fun.
at 9 o'clock.
At 9 o'clock, be there. I'm walking there. That's the good thing.
And then Sunday we're at Spicy's in Seaside Heights.
Nice.
So it's a blast. It's so much fun, and it's also a lot of work.
Well,
it's a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean, playing in a band is always going to be work, no matter what level of band you're in, and it's a commitment. And knowing you've got all these commitments going on, that you make the time to do this says a lot.
Yeah, it just people say, "How do you have the time?" And I really don't. I just do. I get yelled at from other guys in the band. Did you learn a song? I know most of it. Don't worry. Let's just go. Let's just play it.
Let's just go with it. I love it.
Playing 3 hours of drums is like walking up 5 flights of stairs.
You know what? I'm never going to live that down. No. And there's another thing I'm never going to live down. We'll get to that in a second. I'm going to go in order of the questions I have. Christian, I need photo number 3 if you would. This is your buddy Butch Patrick, who, as we know, was part of the Munsters from back in the day. He looks very good, by the way, there. It's a great
Butch.
photo. Yeah. Now, Rob Zombie recently announced he's going to do a new version of the Munsters. So, on the big screen, do you think, if you had to give a percentage, what is the chance that Butch may have maybe a cameo in the movie?
I'm going to have to go with the old attorney-client privilege there, Rob.
All right. Well played, Mr. Jannarone. Well played.
Butch is an amazing guy. He's been a friend for, I can't tell you how many years. That picture is actually taken on the back deck of the Ocean Club.
Oh, Christian, put that up one more time, if you don't mind, number 3. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of our deck, and you can see where the fence is. The unoccupied sand area is our area.
Nice.
But yeah, Butch is just. We've had some amazing times, and I could become friends. I can do an hour of just on stories with Butch and things.
I can attest to some videos that I've seen that have involved, I believe, the Monstermobile.
Yes, that was. Well, you saw that recently.
I did see that. You told me to watch it, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, you did. You got to watch this, and I'm like going, oh my god.
The Munster Coach, yes. That's a great car.
Yeah.
And Butch is just an amazing guy. He's launching a project. And I'm going to screw it up, and he's going to hang me. I believe it's called Everything Munsters. It's going to be online, and he's really kind of getting everything together. And
cool.
He's I don't know if I'm supposed to say what the concepts are, so I'm probably going to not say anything because. But to tell you to look out for, you follow Butch on. He has a Facebook page. Mm-hmm. And everything he does is great.
I'm really happy for him because I think the timing of what he's about to do is perfect. Because now, for the first time in a while, we're hearing the Munsters, and knowing the Rob Zombie treatment is going to be a little darker than what we remember the Munsters to be. But I'm intrigued, and I'm just going to say it this way: fingers crossed, Butch. I hope you will have at least a cameo in the movie. Fingers crossed on that. Let's go to one of your other friends here. I'm going to start with photo number 6 just to get it started here. Now, the guy in the middle, that guy in the middle, I want to thank you, by the way. I have thanked you many times for this, and I'll be thanking you when we play the video clip in a second. But Billy Ray Dudley, the 20-time tag team champion, the former TNA Impact World Heavyweight Champion. Let's face it, that was a fun interview. And Christian, get the clip ready, because I'm going to give you a chance to do a rebuttal here, because you were name-checked in this. And Christian, let it rip. We got together with this. So, Tommy Jannarone, thank you so much for this. This has just been so much fun. My God, thank you.
He would have gotten so mad because he's probably watching right now. If he's not watching right now, he's going to watch later. And the reason he's watching is he wants to know if we're going to name drop him. Because if we didn't name drop him, we'd be like, I put this all together and you guys couldn't even mention me and put me over.
Now, the funny thing is, there was one photo I was going to put up that has you and Tommy in it, and it was from the induction to the WWE Hall of Fame. With your blessing, I'd like to put that up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Put photo number 2 up. Not that one. That's Gots. I'll get to Gots in a second, but number 2, please. Yeah, that's a great photo. I mean, that it seems like that was a special night to be shared with family and friends, and Tommy looks like he's having a blast at that ceremony, too.
Those are probably 2 of my closest and best friends in the world. Obviously, Tommy there, and the other guy is Darby. And when I say they're my best friends, what I really mean are they're the worst friends ever. Like, they're bad human beings, the both of them. They are both the devil incarnate, that is Satan and Beelzebub. Darby's just a rotten son of a bitch. He makes everybody's life miserable. He doesn't have a job. He just walks around all day collecting interest on his $5 million that's in his trust fund, and he hangs out on the beach. While Tommy's just working all day long. Hey, Tommy, what are you doing? Oh, I'm working. I have so much work to do. I'm working. And then Darby just walks in the house like Lenny or Squiggy. Hello. And just disturbed. Yeah. Bad people. And Joe DeVito, he's another piece of crap.
I will now give you the chance to have a rebuttal against your very good friend there.
Well, if I may.
Yes, you may. That's right.
He's right. Darby is a piece of crap.
Okay.
That's for sure.
Darby, I look forward to meeting you at some point, you piece of crap.
I would say, and actually, I think it's 23 times world champions.
Wow.
But I could be wrong.
Okay.
He is just the biggest shit stirrer on this planet. He's the best at what he does, and he knows how to be the bad guy. And he knows how to get people stirred up.
Absolutely.
And he in the other, Lenny and Squiggy walking in. That is perfect for Darby. That's what he does. And in fact, I just saw Darby post today on Facebook that he just booked a vacation. I'm like, aren't you on vacation?
Right, there you go.
What is a guy that is on constant vacation do for vacation?
That's a good point.
I mean, those 5 flights of steps would have been a little easier if it weren't for I'm still recovering from Bully Ray's 50th birthday.
Yeah, I was about to say, congrats to you, Bully, on 50, man. And I still owe you a shot. It was a hell of a weekend.
It started Wednesday and started kind of slow, and Wednesday, Thursday, then Friday got crazy, and then Saturday was even crazier. And on top of partying and doing all that, the Smokin Jackets, you also played.
Right.
So we had that added dimension. Then Sunday, we were at Joe DeVito's house, and I tell you, Joe's one of the greatest hosts of all time. He knows how to throw a party, and it was just insane. It was absolutely insane. But you know what? I wouldn't trade those guys for anyone in the world.
No, I could tell by the fun Bully was having just talking about it. I mean, the friendship is just incredible. It's obvious.
And the Hall of Fame induction was also amazing.
Yeah, it had to be.
I mean, taking us and putting us in New Orleans, it was ridiculous.
And I got to say this, beautiful man, because literally he's like, really, and then he figures out it's me. He's like, give me a hug. I'm like, you gotta love him. And you can see why he's so lovable and why people just are attracted to being around him. It's so obvious. Even though he plays the bad guy, you're around him, you just want to hang out with him and just talk. And beautiful soul.
He's had that ability throughout his career. No one could ever make themselves as hated as he has.
Right.
And all the wrestling geeks out there will tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, he knew how to do it. And as a result, you would never have the heroes you have today if you didn't have the villains.
That's true.
There's no good guys without bad guys. Right. And I think probably, I'm not sure if he'd even tell you any different. I think probably one of the biggest challenges he had was to stop people from loving him.
Yeah.
I mean, him and Devon, they wanted to love him.
Yeah, that's true.
I go back with him to his, he was wrestling. I'll never forget going to Half Hollow Hills High School in Long Island.
Wow.
Before he was even in ECW, going to see him with just a bunch of wrestling guys, a bunch of guys who want to be wrestlers.
Right.
And, and everyone's like, yeah, get a job. And that was the first time I saw him wrestle. And from that moment, he jumped higher, he moved faster.
Right.
Everything he did was here.
Right.
And everyone else is down here. And he always was telling me he wanted to be a professional wrestler.
Right.
And look, I'm not that guy. I'm never going to be one to tell you can't do anything.
Sure.
So I was supportive. But in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, great. Sure, you want to be an actor, you want to be a professional musician, you want to be all these things. Good luck.
Right.
Once I saw that, I'm like, this is going to happen.
Didn't you take it one step further in supporting him? Did Bar A, if I remember, I could be wrong, didn't Bar A do an ECW event sometime around 2000, 2001? Was it around that time?
Yeah, something. I think we did. We may have done 2. I remember seeing the poster 95, 96, 95.
Okay.
I think we did 1.
Right.
It was insane.
Yeah,
I mean, we could never do that again, ever, ever. I mean, fire, tax,
right?
it was the stuff that went on. I mean, I should have known.
Right.
Had I known, we might not have
Done it.
But at the end of the day, no one was hurt. And
Right,
Everyone
exactly.
had a blast, and it was an amazing, memorable show. And I still see pictures pop up all these years later.
Absolutely. We're doing random shots with Tommy Jannarone. Hey, Christian, I want to scroll up. Give me photo number 5, please, because I'm going to dive into this guy. He has been all over social media, and when Kelsey Grammer showed up at Bar A, I think everybody just went, "What? What's he doing in Jersey?" Now, I'm trying to play detective here, and I'm probably way off base. I'm not expecting you to answer the question because it could be attorney-client privilege, but I sort of tried to connect the dots and going, why would Kelsey Grammer become the Jersey? He has no ties to Jersey, but Tommy is a lawyer, and he does entertainment law. Could he be representing him? Maybe Kelsey's doing a movie in Jersey. I know he's resurrecting Frasier. Could he be involved in the Beach Club? Has he showed up at the Beach Club? All these things started going through my mind.
I believe he originally was from New Jersey.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't think so.
Yeah.
Wow.
In talking to him or when he's talking to other people, I
Right.
believe he said that I actually met him through a mutual friend, and as it turns out, he has a beer. So I started talking about his beer, Faith American Ale, and he has a Faith American IPA. And I tried his beer. I was like, wow.
good.
This is great.
Nice.
And it really, really is. The Asbury Ale House is taking it in Asbury.
Very cool.
And Kelsey's going to be down on August 3rd, I think. It's a Tuesday night. Doing it. He's going to do a promotion there.
He's going to promote the
Yeah.
Yale. Okay, cool.
But we met through a mutual friend, and we became fast friends, just talking about everything other than acting.
Right.
And what a down-to-earth, great, passionate, real guy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so weird just the way things happen.
Sure.
And we're going to be talking about some other things in the future. He's
Very
like
cool.
I said, he's coming back to town.
Mm-hmm. But he's obviously taking this beer business very seriously because he's obviously trying to go from like place to place and be like, hey, look, maybe you should put this on tap at your place, or maybe you should be stocking it in my, in your.
Well, I'm trying to get him to take it more seriously.
Oh, I see.
But the problem is that he, like you said, he has a new movie out.
Right.
He's I think he's filming something else. He's got Frasier's coming back.
Right.
So he has all these huge things. And I'm saying, promote your beer. I mean, maybe someone will think there's a stigma about that. I don't, because it's a great product.
Right.
And it's really based around the family. On the can that I'm holding in the picture, it's a picture of him and his daughter on a field that's made up in the Catskills.
Oh, wow. Hey, Christian, put up photo number 5 one more time so we can just maybe get a quick look at the can. There we go.
On my finger, I think it's covering him. If you look at, but what he did was he actually created that to try to develop. He fell in love with a piece of property up in upstate New York,
Right.
and he wanted to try to create some commerce up there for local people and everything.
Wow.
So he put together this brewery up there.
That's a fantastic, and it's funny because it seems to me more celebrities have leaned toward maybe doing the winery thing. So going this route, I think is fascinating, and it is sort of the right time. I mean, right now these microbrews are popping up everywhere, but not every one of them, in my opinion, have that flavor or that thing that you may want to go back and buy it again and again and again.
Yeah.
You may buy it one time because it's a novelty, you're trying it, but if he's got the taste and it's really good, it's like he's got something then.
They have it now at the Buy Right and the Super Buy Right in Tom's River.
Oh, cool.
And it's I don't think there's a Kelsey Grammer display.
Right.
I'm trying to get him to do that.
Yeah, of course.
That'll be the next meeting.
Next thing, right?
But we'll see. I mean, listen, we'll see where he goes with it. He has, of course, much more lucrative and exciting things out there. But when you hear him talk about his beer,
He perks up.
well, he's passionate
Right.
because he does it. Faith is the name of his daughter.
Okay.
So it's this beer is really about his family.
Right.
This is his mark. I don't want to call it his legacy, but it's something that you can see. You could talk to him about different subjects, and then when he talks about the beer, he goes into a really nice place.
Nice.
And it's really it's really great to see, and I look forward to
this
hanging
sounds-
with him again.
Yeah, it sounds like this would be a fun thing on August 2nd. So, I mean, if people want to go
August
to it.
3rd. I believe it's
August
August
3rd. If people wanted to go to this, they could,
Yeah, it's open to the public.
Fantastic.
He'll be at Asbury Ale House.
Great.
And it was funny. We were hanging at Bar A, and it was kind of right before that picture, and we were talking about the whole COVID thing, and I told him how the whole new normal. It's no normal. So they're saying, well, this is no new normal, and they're looking to me and they say, that's the new norm.
Nice. The new norm. Cheers to that. Ooh. Okay. Got a couple more questions for you. I don't think we're going to use any more photos anymore. Oh, no, maybe one. No, maybe one more, but not yet. Bar A. Known for its burgers. That's another thing we really didn't touch on. The food. I mean, the burgers have been well known throughout the state. Usually rates as one of the top 10 burgers in any restaurant out there. So my question to you is, when you build your ultimate burger, what's on it?
I'm a traditionalist, Rob.
Really?
I like the cheeseburger.
Okay.
I'm a cheeseburger. A little bit of ketchup, some onion, and I'm good. A little bit of lettuce, not even the tomato. And I'm good. Johnny B, he's big into the burgers. The Bizzle Burger is his burger that everyone loves.
There we go.
And he comes up and has come up with a lot of great burgers over the years, and they've been very well received.
Yeah.
And of course, Pat Mascarelli always has to find the perfect bun.
No, I think that's important.
No,
it really is.
You can't have a good sandwich on bad bread.
Right.
So it's just really been a great thing, and the burgers have been very popular, and the food is great. And it's kind of funny. It's complimentary and insulting at the same time, and to say, wow, you guys actually have great food.
Yeah, I know. But again, I think it is that reputation, and it's sort of. But I understand it. It is a compliment, and it is sort of a diss.
Yeah. I mean, we spend a lot of money on chef and the kitchen and time and promotions and stuff.
That's the thing. You put the same effort into the restaurant part of it, and you put into every other part of Bar A.
But you know what? But the 21-year-olds aren't putting pictures of the burger on Instagram.
No.
And there's no TikTok burgers,
No, but the 40-somethings are going to the place called What's on Your Plate on Facebook and maybe taking a photo and putting the burger up there, which is a good thing.
Yes. I have seen that.
Yes.
Terry Camp is famous for that.
I know Terry.
Our friend Terry.
Our friend Terry.
It's very annoying.
Yeah,
he does it all the time.
But it's like, I'd be remiss not to mention Terry Camp because he actually shared this post. So Terry, thank you very much. Always important to give him some props when props are due. Let me give you one more question on random shots, and hopefully you'll take it in the light that I give it. How many texts or calls did you get when Springsteen made news about the DUI?
Oh.
Good, you're taking it the way I hoped you would. Perfect. That's what I'm saying. I'm picturing your phone blew up.
Yes.
I'm picturing that.
Yes, it did. It absolutely did. And, like, are you going to represent him?
Of course.
Because I do a lot of DWI work.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And I said, well, I don't charge enough. If I charged a lot more, well, he might hire me. I got a lot. It's, probably the hardest thing is staying quiet on Facebook when you read all the posts.
Sure.
I think at one point, I actually, because I almost snapped a couple times, right? You don't understand. I'll type something, and then I'm like, I'm not going to send that. I'm not sending that. But I think I did post.
You did
that.
I remember.
I think I said something about. I took a shot at everyone about all the political experts who then became disease specialists, and of course now they're all attorneys because everyone has their expert opinion on everything.
Right.
And just reading all the stuff, it's very hard to not say anything to these people that are making all these theories and all this other crap.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I take it with, you really should be upset when your phone stops ringing.
Yeah, I think that's really true.
So a lot of people I just couldn't get back to. There's just not enough time in the day.
Right.
But at the end of the night, when you put your head down on a pillow, if you think about it, you have to smile that people think of you when something happens and they reach out to you.
Exactly.
So that's I take it as a good thing, and I'm happy about it.
If I can do a quick rundown of everything, Bar A, of course, is in Lake Como, which is a part of Belmar on 16th Avenue. If you've never been, where have you been? It's time for you.
It's not part of Belmar.
It's not part. So it is Lake Como.
It's Lake Como, yes. It's its own town.
It's its own town. All respect to Lake Como on that, so I apologize. But it is on 16th Avenue. You should definitely check it out. Have some fun there. bar-a.com to check out the website. The Ocean Club, we'll hear more about that in the next couple of weeks. And the Orange Loop in Atlantic City. Looking forward to know more about that in 2022. Good luck to you and Pat Fasano on that. Since we mentioned Kelsey again, it's August 3rd that he's making that appearance. And once again, it'll be...
Whatever that Tuesday is.
Whatever that Tuesday. The first Tuesday in August...
The Asbury Ale House is putting out a flyer. I saw a draft of it. I don't know if it's actually out there yet because it had to be approved through licensing and other things of that nature. So I don't know if it's out there, but if you keep your ear to the ground on what's going on at the Ale House, Asbury Ale House, you'll know.
Cool. And the Smokin Jackets, you were saying, will be playing at Avon this weekend.
Collins this weekend at 9, and then we're playing at Spicy's Cantina on the boardwalk from 8 to midnight on Sunday.
I think we actually covered everything. Holy crap!
In cursory fashion, but yes.
Yes, in cursory fashion. Thank you for doing this, my friend.
It's my pleasure, man. It's always great to see you.
Always good to see you, too.
And thank you for the workout.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to have to buy that Peloton after all.
In the Tommy Jannarone, I'm not going to live down two things. The fact that Tommy had to climb 5 flights of stairs, and anybody who has seen the interview with Billy Ray, the fact that I screwed up LaGreca's first name, the only thing I'd say in my defense is, at least I didn't call him his brother's name. Then I probably wouldn't have been friended by him on Facebook either. So there's that. Hey, listen, check out all my episodes. I've got a YouTube channel. All the great episodes are there. Tommy will be there. And I look forward to, tapping your expertise, maybe getting Butch to come on here at some point, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Butch, you're more than welcome. Look forward to it.
He would be so exciting you would need 6 hours to talk to Butch.
I will keep that in mind. Hey, we'll be back next week. Thanks again for making us a part of your Wednesday. Until then, I'm Rob Akampora. Thanks for being a part of the A-Game. Take care.